Lindblad Expeditions and National Geographic would like to welcome Rhodes Scholar to the National Geographic SeaBird. In our week together, we'll be exploring the Gulf of California, we'll be coming around the Baja California Peninsula, and we'll be going into Magdalena Bay, the gray whale breeding lagoon. During our time in Baja California, we're going to explore on many different levels. We'll use our dibs to get to shore and Zodiac cruise. We'll be using our kayaks to explore the intricate shorelines, and we'll be using our snorkel gear to meet the underwater world. Our dive team will be exploring underwater even a little deeper. I've been coming to Baja California now for 24 years, and there's something new and different every single day.
To me, one of the most incredible things about Baja California is the fact that we are in the middle of nature, right? It is the least habitated state in all of Mexico.
I love the people that are here, the locals. We have so much to learn from them, and it's a unique environment with unique animals, and that makes it very special.
You know, as you will find, the Peninsula of Baja California will offer you hundreds of opportunities to be in touch with nature, and I believe that's something that we all need.
We started our trip this day with a beautiful sunrise with the Sierra de la Giganta over the peninsula of Baja California, covered with colors, with the morning light. So it was perfect to navigate and look for marine mammals. Long wings. And also in the afternoon we had these hikes and discovering the desert vegetation, which is now in bloom. As we walk along the arroyo, we discovered different flowers of many different colors, beautiful daisies. For me, they are very important because they support a lot of pollinators like bees and wasps. Maybe when you hear the word desert, you think of the sandy desert of the Saharan. Actually, a desert is more than that. Here in America, we have 5 deserts in North America, and this, the Sonoran Desert, is the richest one, very high in biodiversity. So it has been a great beginning of our voyage in the Gulf of California.
Today we're here on the beautiful, beautiful east side of San Jose Island, and we're in the amphitheater. It's a great spot for snorkeling, and we're gonna go in, we're gonna go for a dive and see what kind of footage we can get to bring up to show all the snorkelers what was just a little bit further down than what they saw on their snorkel today. So as soon as we dropped down, we had this big, beautiful wall to look at. And it was a wall straight down to about 25, 30 feet. And it was covered in these sea fans and gorgonians, which are a type of soft coral. It's much like the hard coral you see. It's made up of a colony of polyps, but instead of having a calcium carbonate exoskeleton, these are soft and they can kind of flow with the water as it comes by. And sea fans will tell you what direction the predominant current runs because it places itself perpendicular to that current. So as the current brings all of the nutrients by, the flat side of that fan hits the current and can pull all of the phytoplankton that it wants for food out of it. I really love to film these fish. This is a balloon fish or a balloon puffer fish, and you find them on the reef quite a bit. And the reason I love to film them is because their face is so animated. They have these big cartoon eyes, and their mouths will move to smile or frown or just show kind of disgust. And you can really see in their face what they think of you. And I think one of the funniest things about watching these fish swim is they have these huge, huge bodies and these tiny pectoral fins to move that big body around. And it seems like such a curse to have to try and paddle around with those tiny pectoral fins. When they get startled, they can suck in air or water and balloon up, and they have spikes, and it makes them really, really hard for a predator to get their mouth around because it becomes so big. But what we see here in Baja California on all of the beaches is when they die, specifically balloon pufferfish are found all over the beaches as they watch up, and you see their skeleton. And so since we've seen so many on the beaches, I wanted to show what they look like when they're still alive and happy. What I love about this shot is it shows how rich the waters are here in the Sea of Cortez. You can see that milky color in the background, and typically divers and snorkelers think this is just bad water and they hate this, but it's an awesome sign of productivity. Clear water is typically not productive. Murky, soupy water, milky water, that's productive water, and the Sea of Cortez is still one of the most productive bodies of water on the entire planet. And you can see this with the diversity in the fish species that we have here. We have endemic Sergeant Major fish, we have Mexican hogfish, we have yellowtail surgeonfish, king angelfish, all in this one area, and there's so many of them. That murkiness is phytoplankton and zooplankton, which is the base of the food web, and all of these are showing up to eat it. Without that murkiness, this would be clear water, which would be great for us to snorkel in, to dive in, we could see much further, but we wouldn't see nearly the amount of fish without that productivity. It's always great to see a lot of fish and a lot of big animals, but one of the really fun things to do is go on a scavenger hunt for the very tiny things that you can find on these reefs. And one of the most fun things to find are nudibranchs. Nudibranch translates into naked lungs. This is a sea slug. It's essentially a snail that no longer has a shell. And the naked lungs means that its air sacs are exposed. This is a California dorid, and as you get close here, you can see those plumes on the back. Those are brachial plumes, and that's how it breathes. So we're looking at the cute little nudibranch butt right here. And if you look to the right, you can see its chemical sensory organs, or they're called rhinophores. That's how it finds its food. That's how it senses the salinity of the water, the temperature, the current. Those rhinophores tell it everything, and then it breathes with these brachial plumes back here on its backside. The biggest treat we had on the dive, Christine found this brown cheek blenny. This thing is maybe an inch long and maybe a quarter inch in diameter. This little fish is tiny. The brown cheek blenny is endemic to the Sea of Cortez, which means it's only found in all of the world. It's only found here in the Sea of Cortez. The brown cheek blenny lives in the hole. It backs in, it sticks its head out, and it eats plankton as it comes by. It just shoots its head out and eats zooplankton and phytoplankton as it comes by. It's really awesome treat to not only find a brown cheek blenny here, because they're so small and hard to find, but to have one that seems to not care at all that we're here and goes about feeding as we get to watch it. The reason I love this job, the reason I love getting to do what I do, is because I think it's so incredibly important to have the chance to share what's in the underwater world with everybody who doesn't get to see it, who can't put their face in the water. because it's so easy to assume the ocean stops at the waves, but there's an entire world beneath the surface, and if we don't understand it, we won't care about it, and if we don't care about it, we won't protect it. The oceans provide the life for this entire planet, and if we don't protect the oceans, the land will die with it. And with the ability for me to get to go down and share just a few minutes of this world that I find so fascinating with everybody who sees it, I feel like that's one step closer in us caring more about the oceans, caring more about the planet, and leaving this world better than the way we found it.
We woke up today out of Cabo Pulmo. Cabo Pulmo happens to be a very small area where a lot of the local fishermen got together and declared that a no fishing zone. And this has been going since year 2000. It is one of the most successful stories as far as conservation efforts that came from a community that actually pushed the government into creating a natural preserve park. We were able to see several humpback whales at the distance. We saw their spout as we were just turning around the Cape region of Baja California. So we spent most of the morning just watching humpback whales from one side to the other. They were just literally all over the place. It was just an outstanding day for humpback whales. After that, we went into San Jose del Cabo. In San Jose del Cabo, we were able to visit the mission. This mission was established in 1730 by the Jesuits. We're also able to notice the typical setup of a mission town where you have the church with a central park in the middle, and around the middle you would have the town, right? So this is a typical setup of a mission town in Mexico. What San Jose del Cabo it's now known for is all these art galleries that have established throughout the town. So as we walked through town in San Jose del Cabo, we were able to visit an artisan shop and we were able to see them work firsthand. It was quite a nice show.
This morning was spectacular. We had the very rare chance to come out here into La Boca de Soledad here in Magdalena Bay. It was flat calm, there was no wind at all, which was very, very special for us here in the lagoon. So the gray whales that we're seeing here right now, they're here in between January into the month of April. The moms are coming here to have the babies after a year-long gestation period. So the waters here are a little bit warmer. They're a little bit more safe and protected from the outside Pacific Ocean. It's also safe from their predators, which are orcas. They are here the longest, the moms with the new babies, to fatten them up before they head back north to Alaska to feed. We saw at least 3 different moms with babies. 2 of them were very new. We had an extra special treat today as we came out in the afternoon. We had a whale breach 5 times. So we got to see a few different behaviors. We saw whales swimming. We saw them sleeping. We saw them breaching. We saw the spy hopping. So we got to see quite a few of the behaviors that the gray whales exhibit here in Bahia Magdalena.
I think that all people should be able to experience wildlife and just wilderness as we have here in Baja California, because this is going to make you realize that we are all in the same boat. We're all in the same raft, and we have to be able to protect this, right? Coming out here makes you connect. It's all about connecting the dots, so you understand how everything is just intricately connected. And once you get yourself into your place, then you understand, and you want to take care of this. You want to, just keep it as pristine as possible.
I would say that the whale watching yesterday was incredibly spectacular, because immediately on going out, we hit the whales that were breaching and were able to watch 5 or 6 breaches right in a row. So that was really, really spectacular. So I would say that was the highlight.
I love Baja California. I have been visiting this area for more than 33 years. We have desert islands, we have a big ocean here, we have mangroves, we have sand dunes, we have different types of beaches, we have hills and mountains. So there is a unique and fortunate combination of ecosystems that make this region very rich and unique in the world, not only in Mexico, but in the world.
As much as I love all of the beauty that I see, as, for example, the sunset that's going on right now and the sunrise this morning, I think my favorite thing is the education and the enthusiasm of the naturalists that are with us and the depth of knowledge that they have and the consistency across the board of everybody that works with us and just opens the world to us.
Laptop with all the equipment to drive it, then you had to have a...
Every single time you step out, from wildlife to sunrises to just the whole feeling of the combination of wind and weather and wildlife, it's still a wild place and it still holds treasures and surprises. We've all gathered different memories and we've had a diversity of experiences together. I hope that Baja California has found a place in your heart, and I hope you come back and see us again and we'll explore some more.